Oh, yeah. Bless and love, my lords. Welcome to another live chat by Red Lion. We are back from New York and we have an exciting show for you. We have our guest for this week is Stefan Grosse. I hope I pronounced this right. And of course, Dudley is here with us. How's it going? Hello.
Hey guys. Nice to be here with you. Yeah. Well, getting back into the tempo after New York, right? So
Yeah.
it's been a great time. So, hey Stefan, how is it doing? You with us here?
Hey guys,
Hey.
should work. Hi, here I
Hey,
am.
hello. Very, very nice to meet you, man. Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
So did you visit New York? Were you there? I don't know. Where are you from?
No, unfortunately not. I just came back from Hamburg just
Mm.
an hour ago. I live in Münster, that's in the very west of Germany, so like
Mm-hmm.
just a couple minutes from the from the Dutch border. And I've been to Hamburg yesterday for an event. I've been a speaker at an event yesterday and just came back. But yeah, not been able to make it to New York, unfortunately. I would have loved to, but I was in Paris, which was great, and I will be in Lisbon as well in June.
Oh, fantastic. We'll meet you in Lisbon then.
And was
Yeah,
in
let's do
Hamburg,
that.
was it like an FT event or just an art event or what was it?
I was an event by the illustration agency that's representing me for commercial clients, and but I also have been like presenting some of my NFT projects. So I've been talking a little bit about the Curious Cabins project and the upcoming drop next week, and
Mm-hmm.
yeah, it was a bit of mixture. So I've shown like my
Mm.
commercial work I do for Adidas, for example. I gave a little insight into that project,
I
and
have
also.
I have some questions on that, on how was it received from the crowd and all of that, but we will get there later. Let's start from the beginning, man. And why don't you go ahead? You're a very accomplished artist. For those who don't know, you have like high profile clients, and also you have dropped artwork for like top names, and your work is like top notch. So why don't you give us a little bit of TLDR about yourself and your art and your background if you want?
Yeah, sure. I'd love to. So yeah, thanks for the very quick introduction. Just to add some stuff to that, yeah, I'm an artist and originally I'm a designer. So I studied design here in Münster at the Münster School of Design. Um, so I have kind of both like two creative hearts beating inside me, like the designer, graphic design, and also illustration and art. And I've been a freelancer for 10 years, around 10 years now, and have been in the first years I've been working as a designer and an artist both, but since around 3 or 4 years I totally focused on only making art and illustrations because it's it's maybe like 51% more like a passion into this stuff. And yeah, since then deciding for one way, like taking that crossroads and then just forcing myself to focus on one thing, kind of.
From your
Um,
Twitter profile, worked with Adidas, Adobe, Kia, Lufthansa, Samsung, Sony Music. That's such a so big names, man. And as you said, you like to focus more on your art the past 3 years. So having a good balance is very important. How do you achieve that? And um, are you one of those creatives that are looking to get like gratification for their work more than payment?
so yeah, yeah, all these projects kind of came up in the last years. That's what just wanted to say is that taking the like full-time artist path was really a good decision because then I could fully focus on that, and then also the big names came. It's not. I also love to work for smaller companies and also for magazines and NGOs and stuff, but the big names all always like work best because everyone knows them, and then so they know like, okay, I've got a couple of, okay, can do a bit of name dropping there. And yeah, that's it's I think it's both. Like, of course, I want to earn money. Everyone wants to earn money, and I would never be someone to say I live like for my art, and I don't give a shit about like earning and making some cash out of it. But I think you can also not like be an artist and only go after the money. I think I would have learned another job if I was a person like that, which is fine, of course, but I would have probably
Hmm.
taken another path at school or whatever. Um,
Yeah,
but yeah,
exactly. The money is good, but it's not the main driver, right?
yeah, right. It's a balance, I guess, and I think it's sometimes you have like these art talks where it's all about like passion and like an intrinsic motivation to make art, and everyone is like, yeah, money doesn't matter, but of course money matters. Money matters to everyone. Everyone wants to earn money, and in the last years, what's just fantastic for me personally is that I can really choose the projects I want to work on. So I can curate like my clients and my work very much. And if I don't like a direction a client wants to go for a project, I'm just saying no, I won't do it. And I still make nice money to live a good life. And that's kind of that was always my goal since I was probably 21, 22 or so. That was really my goal, and that's my situation now, which is really really nice.
What can you tell us about your life since you found crypto, and how did that change your life?
Uh, well, first I bought my first Ethereum in 2016, so that was for a low price, but I also sold for a very low price because there was panic. So the first learning I had was to stay calm when something crashes. So that was kind of yeah, I mean, everyone knows the feeling of like this panic coming up when prices go
Yeah.
down and when bad news are going around.
Welcome to crypto, right?
Yeah, exactly. And everyone had like the good thing is that I had this first learning, or the time I learned this was very early. So the current market and the current situation is really not bothering me that much because it's just a phase and just a period of time. And probably, I mean, I don't know if we see like PFP projects going totally crazy um, again, but then there will be something else that goes crazy, and that's how it's been all the time. So and yeah, unfortunately, I didn't get really really rich from investing early. So I wish I would have bought like, I think $80 was the Ethereum price when I first bought it, and I bought like 2.5 Ethereum for around $200, and I sold it for almost the same because it went higher and then it went down, and I was like, okay, before I lose something, I'm going to sell. This is going to shit, and this is not going to work. But yeah, it's I so this whole community and not only NFTs but also crypto gave me so many connections to other artists, to clients, to developers, and I learned so much, which is great because I enjoy dealing with topics that I don't know much about, and trying to dive into it and learn it and maybe even include it in my art. So that has been one really, really fantastic side of crypto in the last years.
Yeah, I also bought around that time. I think a bit about around 2015 or late 2014, something like that. Yeah, Bitcoin was around $200, but like $200 was a lot of money for me back then.
Oh yeah, same. So 2016, I was doing my master's studies. So I was already a freelancer, but I had a really expensive office I rented,
Mhm.
and each month, really, for like 1.5 years or so, maybe. Each month, at the end of the month, I was like, okay, in next week I have to pay rent for my office. and if I can't pay rent, I am not going to be a freelancer anymore. And somehow something came up, and all the time, which is great. And it was often really shit jobs, like really, really annoying, fucked up clients who were like trying to press the last energy out of you. And I remember like having friends who were totally into crypto, and some of them really Bitcoin OGs, and um, telling me like, "Hey, just take like $100 or $200 and put it in there, or euros, and put it in there." And I really thought like, man, can I really afford this? But yeah, I did. But also, of course, the panic was like it probably in the meantime it was probably up to 800 to 1,000 or so what I had, and I was like big time like partying, like looking at the prices, and then being totally devastated because it was so much money that I then lost again.
Yeah, and back then nobody knew that this would happen. I mean, like we were all saying, okay, Bitcoin, Ethereum, they are going to be the future and everything, but nobody expected, NFTs and markets and shit coins and DeFi, to come in, and like people were saying that, this is going to be huge, but like nobody knew about it, so it was like kind of like an underdog bet. Whereas today, almost everybody knows at least not exactly what is crypto, but has heard about it.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. It's been in the mainstream media very much, of course. I remember back then friends telling me like, "Okay, man, why don't you just give your money to homeless people instead, or just burn it or throw it out of the window and let someone just catch it?" And so yeah, sure, of course. And there's these people are still around. I mean, these people still say that Bitcoin is going to zero and stuff like that.
Yeah,
But
but the
I
difference
think
is that we have found financial freedom, or some people have found financial freedom and they haven't, but they're still sitting
exactly.
on it.
Yeah, yeah, that's right.
Yeah. It's like, oh man, like I saw crypto crashed. I hope you are okay. And like they're talking to someone who has millions of dollars, they are secured. Not, I'm not talking about myself, I'm talking about in general. And yeah, people just don't understand how crypto can change lives and how it works. They're only seeing, I don't know, every now and then price crashing, and they DM you, oh, I hope you are okay. And stuff like that. But yeah, crypto people
No.
who know their shit,
There's also
they
still
are
lots of
okay.
artists. There's also still lots of artists telling me that the NFTs are a scam. I mean, it's not as much as a couple like months or 2 years ago or so, but still there's people coming to me telling me NFTs are a scam, and I'm like, okay, if you say so. Don't have the impression that this is. I mean, there's scam going around. This is
Hmm.
we don't have to that goes without saying that
Yeah,
there's of course scam, but they're saying like NFTs in general are a scam, and I'm like, okay, I'm it's allowing me to express myself the most free way I would ever have imagined. My collectors are happy because they can collect nice stuff from me. Some people are even like making money off my art. Well, doesn't sound like a scam to me, but if you say so, you live your life working for, I don't know, any kind of annoying clients, or working in an
yeah.
agency, having a boss pressing you into taking extra hours for
I
no extra
think
money and
Dudley can
stuff.
connect with that completely because he was one of those designers that were being pushed for no
Yeah,
reason.
yeah. I mean, by you, then yeah, I was pushed by clients, and then I met you, and you started pushing me. Yeah, but I was
Yeah.
in an agency also, and the NFTs were really liberating me from fulfilling someone's other visions that are not aligned with mine, and you know that actually now we're doing what we like to do, and yeah, and
Yeah, we
sometimes
can
people
we
are even
can really
buying it.
vibe with that. Yeah, I can really
Yes,
connect with that.
exactly. So I'm coming from also like a clans hell, the clans from hell as they are called. So yeah.
Yeah, it's like creative agencies can be really places very similar to what I imagine hell must be like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
can be
and
so
everyone has an
draining.
opinion, it's really difficult for designers because like everyone has eyes, so everyone just can tell you what he likes or not, but this is not like a criteria for design. But you will never advise your surgeon, how to cut your belly. So, but
Yeah, I'm
everyone will
always
advise designer that this can be smaller, bigger, whatever, more blue, more red, push it to the left.
yeah, I'm always like I always do the comparison to like my car mechanics. So if my car doesn't work, who does, like, if your car doesn't work, would you go to your car mechanic telling him like, hey, my car doesn't work, but I know exactly what to do to repair it, and
Yeah, you will
uh,
never ask him to, can you repair it more nicer?
yeah, that's right. Can you please? You're too expensive, and you could. It has to be. It has to look nicer when I pick it up, and also the part you're using for replacing the exhaust is a wrong one. So
Yeah. That's a good
And,
analogy, yeah.
and
yeah,
this
but
brings me back to the original question I said I had for you when you mentioned that you came back from Hamburg and you showed these traditional art people NFTs. So, what were the reactions you got from the traditional art people regarding NFTs?
quite positive. It the range is between like not understanding what I'm talking about. I try to make it really like low level from the like how I explained it, and of course, I mean everyone working in. So these were mostly agency people, like art directors, etc. And of course, they heard about it at least, or have been in touch. It's in some way or another. So, but they after the talk, some people came to me and were like, "Can you explain this a bit further? Because I don't really know how it all works and how do you do like." I showed my OpenSea drop page for the drop I have next week, and um, and they were like wondering like how would I set up this page and what was the way of collecting this and what was the reason for collecting this and etc. So but really quite positive. So some were like it's not for me, but it's interesting and nice, and some were like, oh, I've collected NFTs before and I like it, and or a friend does it or whatever. So in general, I mean, but these are all people not really from the traditional art world, like not no gallerists or so. I think gallerists or art traders are probably a little bit more skeptic about the whole thing, while agency people are usually a bit more open to learning about it.
Yeah, art directors in this crowd are more or less know about it. But you said you got mostly positive reactions. I think I agree with that. Even though we see a lot of hate online and a lot of like anti NFT sentiment, especially from some artists or some specific crowds, the reality is when you present a cool NFT project or a cool NFT concept, and the people kind of know what NFTs are, and you show them and it's cool and they vibe with it, then usually the reaction is positive. People actually like it. They get excited, at least from our experience.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting. So the hate is not as much as, or at least you don't see it as much as a while ago. But I did a drop with Sony Music around I think 9 months or 10 months ago, and they did a drop for one of their IPs that has lots of old school fans, and so they posted on Instagram about it, and that was like causing quite the shitstorm because people were like, "Oh, I heard about NFTs. They are a shit and they're a scam." And you
Yeah,
see,
but
okay,
that was
they
from completely randoms, right? That was like
yeah, absolutely randos, just
yeah.
like fans of that IP. There was a series of audio books and like stories that Sony Music distributes, and fans of this series came and were like, okay, what's this scam, and well, how why do we do it, and they got quite the shitstorm. Of course, were totally random people, but there were lots of artists in that crowd, and I had a conversation with some of them, and what I learned, what I really didn't think, but before, but what I learned now is that so a couple of years ago, I always thought like artists in general, like the average artist is a person who's open to technology, to developments, and is kind of progressive thinking. Maybe just because my friends and I at uni were all the same in that matter. But what I learned was no, there's a huge number of artists and illustrators who are very, very conservative thinkers, and that was interesting for me because totally didn't expect that, and I saw that that was the case. Um, and these are guys who work in a field that is constantly evolving, and they are against developments. So these are the same guys who passionately hate about AI as well, for example. And I'm like, yeah, well, but you're using a digital tablet that hasn't been there. Like, we didn't draw on an iPad 10 years ago. Is that like, and that's okay? Why is that difference? So why is this development a problem, but this is okay because you use it? That's the only difference. You use it, you need it for your work. So I think that's a very, very narrow-minded mindset, and yeah, but lots of people are that way.
Yeah,
But it's
in
getting
general,
better
people
now.
are that way with technology. There is a lot of technophobia and a lot of like, oh, if I don't know how to use it, it's bad. Or if I don't understand it, I'm afraid of it. And it's bad because I don't know, whatever the fuck they read. And yeah, they just have like wrong opinions. And in general, people have been like this, man. Like, I have a collection of articles on my hard drive about like how internet is a fad and it will never work, and you have
Yeah,
to
exactly.
train millions of people in new technologies and it's just not possible, and written by I don't know whoever felt fucking respected back then, those fucking idiots who never browsed the website. They had like the strongest fucking opinions, and they were wrong, man, just plain and simply. And like, nobody cared about it then. Nobody gave them credit, and they were being laughed at the end. People are like, calling it out as an example for the next stuff. So I don't know. Jokes on them. Technology and applications are neutral, man. They are agnostic. It just moves on. Doesn't fucking matter what they think. But it always surprises me, as you said, like the art crowd, the artists are usually some of the most forward thinkers, the biggest innovators are the people who bring the weird and make it normal. And when you meet people that actually react like that to new art forms, it makes you wonder, right? Like, what the fuck are they thinking about? They just want to make, I don't know, a few cartoons and get paid forever for this, or no change, no development. How does that work, right?
Yeah, exactly. So of course, I mean, there's people who are very traditional in the comics business, and for example, children's books illustrators, etc. So that business doesn't change at the speed other branches change, of course. And if you're a children's book illustrator and you're working with traditional techniques, I think you can pretty much do the same over probably even over a decade without changing a lot. Maybe you have to
Yeah,
adapt to new printing technologies.
and then you become one of those guys that hate every fucking thing around them that develops, and they're doing the same thing, and they're like, no, everybody should be fucking miserable like I am.
I had the exact type as a professor at uni, actually. So one of the illustration professors was he wasn't so super bitter, but because he actually was very successfully selling his books. But he was like, he was one of the guys like who I think still thought that the internet was probably a weird invention, because he was like, if you want to have jobs, you have to print a portfolio and put it together in a big like folder, and drive around to the events and show it to people in person. I'm like, fuck it, I'm just sending out a damn email. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Yeah, that was such a guy, like exactly that. And he would understand NFTs as well. I'm pretty sure about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
those are the
man.
people who send you an email and then come you visit to tell you that they sent you an email.
Yeah.
Yeah, we were
Oh
talking
my
about it
God.
last time about
But
it.
this can be funny, man. This is so cute. The guy who does some art production for us called me the other day to inform me that he just sent me an email. I was like, thank you,
Yeah.
thank you. Because when I send him emails, he's a boomer, man. So I have to inform him to check his email, because it's not a given for him, so he
But
informed me also of
yeah, but
this.
he does a
But this
great
is so
job on
cute.
the
He's
books.
nice. He loves working with crypto, man, but he's still learning. But it's fine. I wanted to ask you about your OpenSea collection. I just pulled it up here. The one you have now on your profile. It's minting in 5 days, I think. Curious cabins. So, what can you tell us about them?
Yeah, exactly. There's a special edition kind of mint coming up next week, and it's so Curious Cabins is kind of, I think, my biggest personal art project so far. So not only my biggest NFT collection or project, but also in general the all the projects I did personally. And it's so I love architecture, and I love to explore architecture in my art. And a couple of years ago, I started drawing these isometric buildings just for fun. Then I had a client project, actually, like a musician asking me to make a cover for him with one of these buildings, and I saw that people were really digging it, and I thought, like, I'm having so much fun with drawing these buildings that I need to make a bigger collection out of it. And it started as a one of one. Started as a one of one collection, and I'm releasing these cabins in seasons now. So the first season was released late 2021, I think in December, or was it January last year? I'm not sure. Around that time, like a bit like around 1.5 years ago, and yeah, it sold really well. So I had quite a success with the whole drops, and I started to make little, like, or to create some little fun side events. Like I've been doing some airdrops, and people can also get printed rewards and stuff like that. So, and the next drop next week is called the Curious Cabins Caravan, and it's the 50th Curious Cabin. So there will be a total of 69 cabins, and the project is done. And the 50th is an open edition, so it's a first time in Kevin's history. It's it's an open edition, and you can mint one next week on OpenSea on the project page. And the fun thing is that it's not only like one artwork, but it's in the good old, like what we know from the PFP principle. So every cabin, or every cabin's caravan will look different. So they will have different colors, and there will be some specials. For example, one will be a golden cabin that you can exchange for not only a one of one handmade Curious Cabin, but also you can give me input and you can wish for what this cabin should look like. So that's kind of the most special item that will be dropped. And yeah, it's nice. It's I think you don't see one of one open editions that much. And OpenSea made it possible with a new drops feature, and they invited me to try it out, and I did. And the page builder is really nice. And yeah, you link the page here, and you can find all the information there in the video, and also my
There's also a video of you drawing them, and it's really cool,
yeah.
man. I really love it. In general, I love collections with moving vehicles or any type of, I collect the bikes of burden. So this reminds me a little bit of bikes of burden.
Yeah,
Um, I was collecting the trains by our friend Rakesh. What else I was collecting on that? And a few other collections with vehicles that I really really enjoy. So yeah, this is definitely something that I really love.
Yeah.
Uh,
So
how did you come up with the whole like idea for those?
yeah, like I mentioned, I really love architecture, and whenever I travel or just here in my home city in Münster, there's also some beautiful houses. And whenever I travel or just scroll the web and see like interesting buildings,
Hmm.
I was like, hey, I need to turn this into an artwork. And a couple of years ago, um, I started doing isometric art a bit more. That comes from me also doing vector art a lot years ago. So I'm not doing that anymore, but in vector art, I also did these isometric scenes for clients as well as for uni projects. And um, I love this perspective. It's not really a perspective actually, but I'd still say it because it explains it the best. So I love this perspective because you have this bird's eye view. So you see these buildings from way up. You're looking down on the building, and it looks like a toy, or it looks always a little bit cute, And it's like it makes people enjoy the details, and they kind of have the impression of like having a little Lego house or a little.
I'd like to 3D print one of those.
Yeah, man. If you have some expertise in 3D printing, I'd like to talk with you because I'm thinking to make very limited 3D printed cabins run of some sort. So I would love to do that, but I
Well, no
didn't.
expertise, yes, but we are looking for somehow to learn about 3D printing and what we could do with it. And for our events and exhibitions, we think there is a lot of room to fuck around with it. And I don't know
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
can be done. But yeah, we're still exploring it. It's very new to us as well.
Yeah, I'd love to do that. So my absolute dream would be if Lego made Curious Cabins special edition or something. So
Oh,
maybe I have
wow.
to shill it. Maybe I have to shill it to them at some point.
That would be so
Be-
cool. But yeah, the Lego guys, the Legos are amazing, but they are very conservative. Good luck
yeah, they are.
picking
I
it up.
even know someone. I even know someone who worked at Lego in Denmark at their headquarters for a while. But he was also like, "Oh, these guys are not very progressive thinkers as well."
Yeah, it's a classic company, but it's like such an amazing product, man. Like just the simplicity of the brick and like the manufacturing perfection, it's like an art in itself. It's incredible. I
Yeah, and
love everything.
also their molds are great. So they have a
Yeah.
couple of nice buildings also. So they have this, what's it called? I'm not sure what the series is called. They have one series where they have these really cute buildings, and I think that actually even goes in the direction of what I also do as my
You
Curious
know,
Cabins artworks.
you said you will there will be 69, so maybe if you design the next one with that in mind, maybe you can find suitable pieces of Lego to actually construct it if you design it from the ground up.
Yeah,
For that, I don't know, but yeah, that's a really cool idea, man. I was at the toy store the other day, and I was like about to drop like 500 euros for a fucking Lego toy that I really loved it, and then I was like, ah, come on, no, no, don't do it, because I knew I
yeah.
would take like 20 days to make it, just to put it together.
Yeah, absolutely. I have one set here also, but I didn't dare to open it. It was really expensive. Um, and it's one day I will probably open it up. It already has quite a nice resale value, so
Mm.
they don't produce it anymore, and I'm like it's like I could sell it for I think 350 or so And I'm thinking, well, that's a lot of money, but still, I'd really love to build this set. So,
Yeah, exactly, right. It's so cool. Dudley, I blocked you before I cut you. I don't know if you had a question.
I was about to ask how we can get the caravan, but I think there's some pre-sale I see, and there's basically public mint, right? So
yeah, the pre-sale is really actually it's not really some kind of pre-sale in the classic way. It's more a free mint for the cabins holders. So I will actually do a snapshot
got
today
it.
at 8 here, 8 local time, and um, I will give, of course, the one-of-one collectors and also a couple of my other collectors. Uh, so that's something I always like to do. Is I'm always looking for ways to reward loyal collectors, and those who have a one-of-one cabin will be gifted a free mint, actually 2 free mints, and so that the pre-sale is only for them to be able to mint for 24 hours, and then next Wednesday starts the public sale. And I also put the mint price to 0.029, which I think is really fair and really really low price, so everyone can afford it, because I want everyone to be able to get their caravan, and if you want to spend a bit more, you can just get 2 or 3 or so, or
So
however.
in theory, how many combinations are there? If it's open edition and it's generated on the go, and means there is some final count,
600
right?
600 billion.
All right. Let's
No,
hope for
really,
the
I have
best.
a software. Yeah, no,
No.
really. So if we reach the maximum amount of possible combinations, which is I think 610 billion or so, I think. I mean that would be quite the crazy
Yeah,
mint.
yeah.
So I think that would make NFT history. So yeah, but I can also always throw in a couple of new traits if that happens. So to raise the number. But yeah, uh, I mean, I have 110 trades, and of
Yes.
course, I mean it's not like the cabin, the artwork itself is always the same. What changes are the colors, and there's one little detail that can vary, but it's not like they all look super different. It's really, I see this as a nice little extra. So and I thought like it would be much more fun to compare to making just an open edition and everyone has the same artwork, and um, so it's more fun to like maybe be excited about like what color combination will I get. Of course, there's some rare combinations with like when you have a unicolored cabin and stuff like that. So I think that's really a fun little idea.
Yeah, I will definitely win one.
And
I
for
want to
how long
ask.
will it be open?
For 48 hours. So next Wednesday, 8 p.m. German time is starting. I think your time it's probably like 2 p.m. or so, if I'm not wrong.
Oh, I'm
But you
wishing
can
you low
also,
gas. I'm wishing you low gas,
yeah,
man.
I'm hoping for
It's
it.
it's 8 p.m. for us. We're Europe too, so I mean,
Yeah.
yeah. I want to ask you one thing. You call yourself a president of Purple. So where is it coming from? We asked the same question to Joy. Is his color is yellow? So
Yeah.
when was the first time you actually realized this is my color, and what is the backstory of it?
It's not even that long ago. I have been using color. I have been using purple very much in the last years, obviously, and people at one point people started to recognize my art by the purple use of purple, and it's not really been a conscious decision to say like, hey, I have to use purple more, but it's more like I realized that purple is a color that you don't see in nature that often. So if you look out of the window, stuff that's purple, if you don't have a special tree or so in front of your window, you only see purple in artificial objects usually. And there's actually one tree I saw in Portugal the first time. I don't know what's it called, but that has like crazy intense purple leaves. And when I was in Portugal, I was like, oh, in Lisbon, I saw this tree, and I was like, this is the president's tree. Um, and
Maybe I should
it's
show you some of my purple trees, man.
yeah. Do you have some as well?
Well, the types of purple that you smoke, but yeah, still counts, right?
I like those trees as well. These are appreciated as well. Um, no, it's really it has always this magical little surreal touch to it. So, and when I mean setting up color palettes is I think if there's any artists listening right now, everyone knows that coming up with a color palette can be really challenging. And at some point, I found it like the right way to start with a purple tone and purple hue, and it matches really nicely with blue and red and orange, for example. And so yeah, and that worked nicely for me. Came really
Also,
in a
on your
natural way.
promo videos, you're wearing purple, so don't
Yeah, I
think
did that
that
on
this
purpose.
detail went unnoticed. I'm always
No,
looking.
no, that's good. Yeah, that's very good.
Yeah,
Someone
yeah,
even
yeah.
told me I should have worn purple hair or something, or painted my face purple. But I think the sweater I have is
Yeah,
also
it's enough.
working. Yeah, I think that will be fine for now. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
the purple hair at some point maybe, but
Well,
not
that's good
now.
if you do a live event or something, right?
Yeah, exactly. That would be really nice surprise.
Yeah. Actually,
So
maybe
and
I should paint my mohawk red for our next event, Dudley.
oh, nice,
Yeah,
nice.
yeah, totally,
Will I look like a
totally.
freak finally? Will I look like a freak?
You don't have to paint your mark too, right?
I already look like a freak. Well, I want to say thank you very much for everybody listening. JPEG Gallery, Omega, Amal, our friend Chromie, and our friend Rosie Bag, Sweet Potato, Casper, and Gazal. Thank you guys. It means the world to us. I don't know if anybody has any questions before we wrap it up. Just raise your hand. Come up if you want. We'll pass on the mic. You can chat with us. I don't know, Dudley, you
You
were saying
said, I
something and I cut you.
mean, no, no, I don't think so. You said you're planning going to Lisbon, right? So we
Yeah, in
definitely
June,
can like,
exactly.
yeah,
I
Hmm.
we can
I
definitely
just
meet.
booked. Yeah, I just booked the flight 2 days ago. So I will be there from. Let me have a look.
Is it 7th?
No, I will be there from the 5th already. So we'll
Hmm.
like hang out at the beach probably for a day, and then I will leave after the event. Yeah. So would be fantastic to meet there. Yeah.
The man knows how to have fun, man. Lisbon, you
Yeah.
go earlier.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's in Paris in February. I was like, okay, Paris is nice, but it's cold.
Oh, the weather was excellent though. Even like it
Yeah,
was cold, but not too cold. I enjoyed it so
Weather or
yeah.
much.
And
water?
the nice thing was that it wasn't raining, so or
Yeah,
at
yeah.
least raining not raining a lot, so we you could like run around outside. And I think one day was really super sunny as well, right?
Mm.
So that was really quite. Yeah, you're right. It wasn't that bad. And
Yeah.
but this one will, in June will be quite hot, I guess. So most
Ooh,
likely,
oh yeah.
and why not just add 2 days to chill at the
Yeah,
beach, right?
yeah, of course, of course. I will be flying there next week, hopefully. I'm gonna book the tickets today if I have the time. I wanna fly there, go check the venues myself, and then we will start, contacting artists to join us in our hosting. We realized that the multi-artist events are amazing and they are super much more fun. So we want to include more and more artists. But yeah, we have to know like the space and all of those details.
Sure.
Yeah, so I'm gonna be flying there next week. Once we find that, we will also contact you if you want to join our show. in any capacity, even as an artist, as a guest, whatever. It would
Yeah, it
be
would be.
great to meet you.
I'd love that. Yeah, sure.
Um, but yeah, I have to go there first, man, and look for a nice venue. But I know
Have you
where
been
the
there before?
exhibition is. Well, I lived in Portugal, so I've been in
Oh, okay.
Lisbon, but I am not very familiar with Lisbon. I lived in Porto, but I've visited quite a few times. But I'm not
Yeah.
familiar on the street level with Lisbon.
I would choose to live in Porto as well. It's a fantastic city.
Yeah. Yeah, like if you like to have fun, yeah, that's a city who likes to have fun, and it's extremely
Yeah.
cheap. So cheap, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I've been there last year as well, so I really loved it, and I also love the port wine and like the how the city is like architecturally like this on
Yeah,
this steep
it
hill,
it's like a
and it's
beautiful
just beautiful.
favela. Yeah,
Yeah, yeah, right. Yeah, that's a good description.
it is, man. It's Portugal. It's a bit old, and but it has a unique romantic atmosphere. You know, it is very pure, like the way people are going out, the way people are having coffee or food. It's very unique. I really love it. It's in line with my with the things I like to do as Greek. And also they have weed culture there. They smoke hash everywhere. So what is there not to
Yeah,
like, right?
yeah.
Yeah.
It's easy. It's easy to get there as well.
Yeah. So it's
Indeed.
amazing. Well, I don't see any hands up, but I don't know if you have any final remarks before we close. Anything to say? Anything to reflect on?
I could. It's like maybe it's a half chill if that's okay, but still maybe a valuable information.
Go
Because
for it.
I'm going to do a raffle later on my Discord for some
Oh,
free mint spots. So if anyone wants to join, I'm going to close the Discord when the raffle starts. So if you want to
mhm.
join, now is the time because I won't accept new members once the raffles start.
Okay,
And
so why don't we take the invite link and post it on our Discord and on our Twitter groups? Try
yeah,
to get
sure.
some cool people in there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
And
I already joined, by the way.
yeah. I saw you. I already saw
Yeah,
you
yeah, yeah.
there.
I
Yeah.
slipped in. Yeah.
Nice. Yeah, sure. Feel free to join. So feel free to post the link, of course.
fantastic.
And the raffles will be in let me just 2.5 hours from now.
Oh, wow. Okay. So that's 10 o'clock, 9 o'clock CET for you guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, nice, nice, nice. Okay, fantastic.
Cool.
Let's give that link to Sweet Potato, invite some people in, make some noise. Woohoo! Let's say everybody who goes there, they have to say they came from Red Lion. So we
Yeah.
prove that we have a few people to send.
Bring him in. Bring him in.
But fantastic. Oh man, it was such a pleasure to meet you. So nice. And I'm looking forward to meet you also in real life in Lisbon.
Yeah.
Totally.
Same. Looking forward.
So thank you everyone for listening. This was a wonderful chat. We just came back, as we said, from NFT NYC. So we were a little tired, but next week we are going to resume our normal programming. We are trying to optimize a little bit the amount of uh, interviews and conversations. I want to do less of those and more streams because I'm having more fun. And yeah, we would like to have more audience here, but yeah, we will try to have bigger guests and try to advertise them better. But yeah, we'll be dropping the amount of conversations for a little bit. That being said, you all heard the Gazette is out. It's minting. The gas is fucking killing us. It's the first time we have a Gazette special, 0.012, and you get an amazing cover that pays tribute to the Shanghai upgrade and an incredible art drop by Beverly Hills.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly.
Everyone's waiting for the gas to go down. I mean,
Yeah, and his color is pink, you know, so we are
Yes.
slowly doing a color study with artists. But yeah, that's it, guys. If you want to support, just head to redlion.red and mint that shit. We love you all. Streams on the weekend. Take good care. Bye bye.
Bye bye, guys.
Thanks, guys. See ya.
See you, man.